Good morning, warm welcomers.
Good morning.
How are we doing today?
Good.
Oh, good, good. Having done this on a weekly basis for the last so many years I can't remember.
36.
Well, 36 here, yes. 36 years here, yes. It is when I get to actually bring forth things that are very personal to me that I feel like I have more there than to convey to you. So that then our connection, if there is a simpatico, reaches a place where it can raise our rate of vibration, of appreciation, to where we say, oh, right, this is a fact. So the fact that I'm presenting to you today is the fact of spirit communication. Is it? Well, to me, of course it is. I fortunately was raised in a family where, from a small child, I was privileged to experience some of my relatives who would demonstrate communication, and then also because of this, it was really easy for me to have invisible playmates that stayed with me for a while, even attempted to take me with them when they left. Had incidences of spirit intervening in my life to the result is I'm still here. When in my own arrogance and my own willfulness, it could have been quite otherwise. So, I think that we have to take into account we come into this sphere of experience, and very few of us remember much about what we left behind. We have an awareness from when we are being taught, tutored, helped, programmed from our parents, siblings, etc., of how to cope with, how to deal with what's in our lives. But we also have with us a sensitivity that if we ever allow it to become something that we use as a focus, we'll find we are able to make contact with the invisible world. Or we're able to make contact with something that somehow or another helps put the pieces together so that what we're experiencing now, while it might take on a different meaning, the meaning that it takes on is more than just a flat, three-dimensional experience. I think sometimes people don't realize that they do have guidance. And part of that can be because that wasn't the way they were raised. Being raised in an other than supportive environment can cause you to come away feeling, I've got my 5 physical senses, and those are my primaries. Anything else that I get up and going is going to be of my own making. It will be me of making adjustments. It's going to be me of learning how to manipulate and control my environment so that it serves me. Well, have fun. It's such an opportunity. Exhausting at that. You're always trying to make it happen. Whereas if you open yourself up and begin to say, all right, I know I've had moments where things came to me from the blue. Or I have this voice that's other than the chatter that speaks to me occasionally. It will give me insight. It will give me indications. So if you have had such considerations occur, then I want you to say, let me at least experiment with this and see if there's any true value to it instead of just writing it off. So some of the reasons why people can't really say that they have a good relationship with their guides is because they aren't receiving messages. It might make a big difference. Hello? I thought I heard you say something. Okay, so, you're not noticing them because you're too busy and you're too distracted. Well, busyness, that's a fun way to excuse everything, right? Really, I'm just too busy for this. Okay. Or you're not hearing them, and that's because they're getting drowned out by all the mental chatter that's going on inside of you. Or you're just not trusting them. You're getting impressions, but your mind is getting there and saying, don't pay attention to that. That's stupid. You know better than that. So, you can be your own best friend or your own worst enemy. I would encourage you, if you tried out the worst enemy, then you might want to try the other rule out. Be your best friend. Give yourself an opportunity to realize, hey, you are a spiritual being clothed in a body of earth. That's number one, right then and there. You're a spiritual being. That means that you have spiritual faculties other than your physical faculties. And that you did not come into this life by yourself. You came with guidance. But if you shut out your guidance, then that's your choice. If you start opening back up to your guidance, that's your choice. And if you start opening back up to and asking for help, asking for guidance, you're doing your part in making yourself more receptive. They've always been doing their part. But the nice thing about guidance is to realize they're not here to live your life for you. Can you believe that? They're really not here to make all my choices for me? Well, which again, if you look at the religious undertones of this, most religions do not want you to have any direct contact with source of self. They want to be the intermediary so that they can tell you what to do, when to do, how to do, and keep you under control. You start going out on your own and finding within you an internal connection that guides you unerringly, which requires that you pay attention and listen and follow. They're out of the picture. And what is the first way that it's going to affect them? Loss of control. What's the next way it's going to affect them? Loss of money. Cannot run an organization if you don't control and have money to support it. Now, maybe I've stepped on some of your religious toes. It's okay. You'll heal. You see, first and foremost, you are a spiritual being. And you do have guidance. You have those who are willing to help you. Condition, help yourself. They're not going to do it for you. But if you start now, wherever you are, and open yourself up to this internal guidance system, you'll find that the more you become honest and open with yourself, the more you're going to find that you have a clearer receptivity intuitively to whatever messages that they would have to give you. See, I love this stuff because it's so real to me. Trust me. I was not born pure. I have not indulged in a pure existence. I have tried many different things, and I am glad that I have, because it has given me a fuller appreciation of life because of my own choices. Even those that I tried to foist on you and say it was your fault. I eventually have come back to own them. And in the owning of them, I have come to realize all along I have had, and I will continue to have, guidance to help me, help myself. Have I always been willing to listen? Hell no. Have I always been willing to admit that I wasn't willing to listen? You heard that first one? But you see, We all get to places where we feel strong because of our guidance. We feel that certainty that we are not alone. And when we get to that place, we're able to move with life and move in a harmony with life that we did not have otherwise. But as does happen to anyone and everyone, you get out of sync with yourself and you get out of harmony to where you get into those places where you feel doubt, you feel uncertainty. Am I making the right choices? Did I make the right choice? I cannot see clearly. It seems like I am at a standstill. We all get there. And you see, then are the times. These are the times when you can go to Spirit, you can go within, and you can get quiet. And in that quietude, you can become receptive that goes beyond the screaming that's going on in your head that acts as a distraction. And this is you might could say that this is a higher level learned behavior of learning to be still, of learning to actually get quiet so that you can hear. And if you develop this and get this as a working faculty, not that it's operative all of the time simply because of the choices you make, you get to the place of then living a life that has more ease with it. We always have things that are going to happen to us that are going to take us off center. And it's nice to know that there are those who are watching and are aware who are going to see. Not only is it taking you off center, but you are really whacked out. Let me see what I can do to help you realize this. And this will be taking you away from the bar instead of the fourth drink. Hey, I'm talking basic reality here, you see. This isn't about you in yourself fooling yourself, believing that you're better than you are. It's you in yourself realizing, I am as I am, and as I am, I have guidance that is willing to help me, help myself. Why? Because they unconditionally love us. They unconditionally accept us. They know we chose to came into this experience. They know what we are being confronted with because of the perceptions that we are experiencing it through. What a wonderful blessing it is to be able to see guidance. Yes, it's there. Can I do things to improve it? Absolutely I can. I can, 1, acknowledge it. 2, I can get quiet enough to where I can hear it. 3, I can move on with trust, patience, and practice and find that it is a developing skill that I learned self-mastery with. So if I didn't trounce religion enough for you today, come back. We'll have another round with it. And if I did, and you're in agreement, then realize you have to look and see the things that are working with you, as well as the things that are trying to control you. Thank you for your attention.
For more information about the Metaphysical Church of Enlightenment or the Rodin Foundation, please go to our website at www.rodin.org. If you have been inspired by the revelations shared in these podcasts, please donate to the Rodin Foundation's ongoing efforts to help others help themselves at www.rodin.org/donate.